This is Ishnai Ciarfox. Welcome to my stream a bit early because I have no chill. None whatsoever. And I did manage to get my moon up here, so. Albrecht wears a solemn expression on his face. Ah, Ishnai, an urgent message arrived from Estinian in your absence. He bids you come at once to the still vigil. It would seem that Nidhogg is on the move, and rather sooner than we expected. It hears you have not yet fully become a master of the dragon within you, yet we are racing against time. I fear we have no choice but to do battle to your best of your current abilities. And without the dragon mail, I promise. Now, let us away! Instead, you must know the truth of Ferndale, lest you fall for the great word's seduction. I never knew Nidhogg was supposed to be, you know, sexy. I'm joking. I'm joking. This is a different type of... Almost went the wrong direction because I'm a magpie. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Bye. Okay. I'm wearing less clothing. In the snow. Everything will go fine. You know, anime logic. Albrecht, I've waited long for this day. You, who fancy yourself an Azure Dragoon, the man who cause you have taken for your own, is a coward. He relinquished the power of the dragon of his own volition and watched Ferndale burn. Do you not think it ironic that I was chosen Azure Dragoon? I, an orphan who is not of value to protect in Ishgard. I suppose I must give thanks, for it was what the eye that revealed me the truth, a truth so damning as to undo a lifetime of trust. I loved you as a father, but I can ill forgive you for Ferndale. As I understand it, you've even kept the Archbishop in the dark regarding the missing eye. Do you mean to take your shame to your grave? I waste my breath. Prepare yourself, old man, for I shall lay waste to all the things you hold dear. Once I'm finished with you, I shall do what no Azure Dragoon has succeeded in doing. I shall claim Nidhogg's head. Calm yourself, Estinian. Your rage renders you vulnerable to the dragon's influence. Ishnai. In you, I thought I had found a kindred, someone beside whom I could fight the Great Worm. It is with a heavy heart that I relinquished that dream. Your affection for this coward has rendered you death to your own destiny. I have my own destiny. I don't worry on other people's. Very well. That we would one day cross lances was inevitable from the moment of our first meeting, as we shall now find out who the eye is more chosen. There can only be one. Yes, Highlander. There can only be one! Oh, you glow. round and around. Dragon within me stirs. Cool. Feel your wounds knitting. Oh, I have a healer! I mean, kinda. Yes, thou cannot compare to my own. Do I attack you? I reject. I reject! Voiced right now. Cool. I am undone by the blood. Oh, sorry. Wrong game. Feeble creature, does thou desire power? Voice from within. Look to thy anger and to thy hatred. Is there thou that thou shalt find it? Look. Find it. Almighty Nidhogg, Lord of Dragons. Yeah, turn your back on your enemy. Grant unto me thy blood, that I might be granted the claws and fangs whereof to render thine enemies. Ishnai! I am taller! Why am I taller now? This is impossible. It cannot be! And I become short again. Why? I mean, I chose to be short, but I mean... in real life I didn't choose to be short, but I mean... I chose in this game to be short. Forgive me, Asinian. I have failed you once again. I am fine, Ishnai. Somewhat shaken, but otherwise whole of body. Suffice to say, I have much to reflect on. Let us return to Observer to yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Oh, the dragon shines with unbound radiance. Teleport. I am nothing if not lazy as fuck. My outfit when this is over with. Me, Vane? No, never. Yeah, da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. I feel like I'll be back here again sometime during the stream. When the being of darkness closed upon us, you appeared to me the splitting image of Halrath, the dragon's eye, just as he is depicted in the Holy Scriptures. So that's why I was taller! I thought mayhap the years had taken their toll on my mind, but behold, the soul of the dragoon shines as it never did in all the years I bore it. It would seem you have achieved that which was thought impossible. You have awakened to the ability that none but the first Azure Dragoon possessed. Bitchin'. Truly a momentous achievement. I can still scarce believe that you were able to summon the self-same dragon mail worn by Haldrath. To think it had been sealed within a soul crystal all this time. I have borne witness to many and more wonders over the years, yet none compares to you, my young dragoon. Could it be that you are main protagonist? Ahem, mark not my mutterings. I am certain that it was your indomitable sense of justice that resonated with the spirit of the first Azure Dragoon. No, it's because I thought of you as a father figure, kind of like the way that his father died, and therefore the kind of, I guess, transfer of thought process. Prompting him to bestow his armor upon you. Yes, that is doubtless what happened. As the being of darkness faded, so too did Nihog's orb subside, and now his kind have ceased their stirring. Whether this was compelled by your awakening, I cannot say, but I suspect we will learn the truth of it eventually. Istinian, my dear boy, whatever becomes of him, he will ever be a son to me. I think he might have planned that. Huh? Ever? Huh? I pray that he is somewhere out there still, and he has wholly not forgotten the great man he once was. And that darkness brushed against me. The self-same torrent of emotions swept over me, as those I experienced 20 summers past. But there was something else besides. There was a voice. It lamented the rift that divides men and dragons. Dragons and men. You will come to comprehend what I speak in due time. Till then, Ishnai, I pray that you ever use your newfound strength in the name of justice. Except when I won't. Foods, Realm Reborn. Leave the main scenario before dawn. Once you've done so, next dragoon. Ba 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 ba. Oh, it's more blue. Cool, I wanted to go with purple, because purple's my thing. Hey, Amari, how are you? Also, I might be eating dinner during the stream. That's the morning. Let's go put the other armor back into the... Have a bite. I mean, it's mac and cheese and bugs. It's not ready yet, but I'll have to run go get it when it is. Almost did a Genshin Impact thing of jumping, expecting to... Wait, or not. Cool. Ground armor. 1 second, y'all. Hey y'all, I'm back. Yeah, singing karaoke is the songs listed below are ones that I can sing karaoke. Anyways, let's go. Old man and beat him up. You know, as you do. I mean, karaoke isn't that bad as long as I'm not on stage. I mean, certain stages. Stages where it's right enough where you can't see the audience, I'm good. Alright. Let's see what ways we're gonna kill the old man. Ishnai of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primordial... not primordial. Primal is ever a cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for eventuality. I turned the sound back on. Yep. I know none's more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. I know, right? And so I am the only one that can do it. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The elder seats here, however, would speak to you first. His opinion that with your diplomatic, or rather martial skills, may be better serve our cause. Rather than martial skills. I mean, it'll eventually happen. I'll explain further to our learned leader. Pray your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. I know, because I'm not a conjurer and or white mage. That's kind of like the new legacy of the other guy. Original white mage. I'm a special snowflake! Kinda. Well, as main protagonist, I am special snowflake. So what you up to, Yamura? Yeah, Murray? Silent conjurer. The other scions have arrived, madam. May I show you in? I thought it says silent! Are you no longer silent now? The fact that you could tell me I could go in? Or is that just a figure of speech? How did work go? Was it too taxing or just work? Most curious to hear how the elder seat seer means to treat with Lord Ramu. I see sylphs have their own representatives. There can be no doubt then. I mean, they aren't a purplish color, so I guess they are from the little... Oh yeah, that tends to be. It says that once Roma passes judgment, his wrath will be implacable. 'Twould be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and its people are placed upon his scales. Whatever the Seed Seer is planning, I want you to know that I'll be there by your side. I'm sure Y'shtola wouldn't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault. I mean, we've kind of done this. Oh, hello, Walking One. It's good to see a friend of the Elder One.
Scions of the Seventh
Oh, you
Dawn.
speak, so I can say your name.
On behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty.
Seems to be always days of uncertainty. Thank you.
I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest.
Old man!
Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace.
Hi, little one.
Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands.
Oh, really?
Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction.
He just judges people.
As much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
Sweetie, you're asking an autistic person to do this.
Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations.
Delicate, yeah, I repeat, send the person who has social, problems to do this.
The Twelveswood has suffered enough.
Social reading problems.
Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
I mean, kinda.
You have my thanks.
To be fair, Y'shtola, we've been trying to work with the beast tribes rather than encroach on it versus the other places. And it was really Garlemald that kind of evoked their ire.
Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin.
I mean, didn't you say you don't know where he is in the, Sylph's land?
An ill wind blows through the forest.
Is it like electric?
Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Veorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Okay. I won't. The usual. Me being a smartass for existence. Bum, ba, 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 ba. Serpent Lieutenant. Ishnai of the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand you will go to treat with the primal Rama himself in an inevitable task, but for one for which I have no doubt you will well suited. I know words, yes. English was my first and only main language. I'm trying to eat while doing this. I've been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation in the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location of where the Lord of the Levin may be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Yeah, that won't anger him more at all. Feeling like there's an invading force here. Looks about seemingly waiting a visitor. I mean, we were waiting for a visitor. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. Speak of the devil. I mean, Leafman thing. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touch ones summon Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friends, right? Game developers? Might you be so kind to escort this good woman to her fellow Scions? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, please, come along with this one. Do I actually follow, or is it teleportation there? I have to escort. Nope. Then I'm fucking flying. Bitchin' that I can do this without having to run the normal way again. Can have flight back at this point. Why is this one have ventured deep within Sylphlands? These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. But not hurt them, right? Thought the whole point was not to anger him. Feel like an invading force that might make angry people. This one's most sorry. This one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramo, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say good farewell for now. Walking One will find Wise One's not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. Ah, there you are. It is you, isn't it? No. What, your Casanova self can't tell between us? Don't ask, suffice to say we have something of a situation here. Oh, really? So, So, Thancred is Thancred, Palomino is Palomino, Y'shtola is Y'shtola, and you are you, right? Well, that's easy enough to remember. This one's name is Idia. In case Walking One was wondering. Joke. I'm joking. So it is actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Y'shtola's face when one impersonating you suddenly showed up. I mean, how bad was it? Did I have green skin? That's quite enough, Palomino. Palomone. Ahem, it's not like me to ramble, so I beg to differ! You ramble quite a lot! At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring the etheric activity in the area. And I'm pleased to say I've reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramun was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetherite. Oh really? I wonder why. Come, Ishnai, Lord Leven. I can make a joke about, but why don't I want to leave? Or let me leave. Or I'd just be leaving. Or I'd just make a bad joke and then ruin it. Hi.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Let's see. Poor Lalafell. Hope it didn't bruise its eye, though. How you doing, Dire Takamon? Man? Gonna make you a Pokemon out of this, or a Digimon. And welcome in, hun.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest.
I'm alive. I know that feeling so well.
Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the Sylphs?
I'm friends with the Sylphs? I mean, not these Sylphs, but some of them.
The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult.
Who'd a thug? Violence.
Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man.
I mean, to be fair, we have no control over all men.
Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Gridanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other.
I mean, you're kind of doing a blanket statement here, sir.
Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature.
I'm gonna say, to be fair, I'm not sure if that coleslaw would be safe for any consumption.
Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
I mean, I tried.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee.
Main protagonist thee?
Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial.
Yay! Violence!
If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee.
I'm...
Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Yeah, but no pressure whatsoever. None whatsoever. I mean, this is elder abuse.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye.
Well... Hey, he still
I
has
must
his...
beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu,
Yeah, cursive.
I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
It's not just cursive, it's like Founding Fathers level of cursive where fuck if you can read it. No, it's more doctor's cursive. Back me, sidetrack. Yep, the answer is yes. No, I was trying to be nice. Leaving an impression. You know, the making leaving as in leave rather than leaving an impression. I thought my joke was better. Both were bad, but I thought mine was better. Hi, Poco. Not wrong. Absolutely not wrong. It's not often a haiku. It's more of a modern based freestyle poem. T.S. Eliot levels. Yes, I am a nerd. And not because T.S. Eliot is one of my favorite, you know, has created my favorite poem, which is The Wasteland. You know, I'm surprised as a healer this wasn't an immediate thing. I am a nerd about many things. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I is. And also, English, yes, is my first language. God forbid. I will slaughter it so fucking much. Long enough so that the... I'm just gonna keep slaughtering you. Why are you gonna keep spawning here? This seems like a you problem for this... instance. I'm not leaving this area because most likely what will happen if I leave this area is I'll have to come back to this area. Yeah, that was made into the Cats musical. Wasteland is an awesome... schizophrenic... I wouldn't say schizophrenic. He had to retire to the countryside because he was having a stress meltdown. Well, how I first learned about the Wasteland is actually from my high school drama teacher, where he would take out different portions of the poem and wanted to see how we would create art around it to some degree, an action behind the meaning of it. That's when I fell in love with it. Especially part 4, What the Thunder Said. My favorite part of him. Oh, I should skip the scene. For the sake of others. Violence. Sorry, I'm kind of being distracted by healing. I did not mean to do that. Fuck. Yeah, kick the old man. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate. Sorry, like I said, I am concentrating. terrored people. Any amount of help should help. Please, 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 please! And then the guy moves before... Ah! I guess nobody gets my commentation. Now, yeah, I'd be struck in
I
awe.
have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
Cool. Have you found it wanting?
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine.
Oh god, don't give me more pressure!
Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them.
Hope the other cells that are, like, controlled by you aren't gonna be mad that I think I killed you.
If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
I repeat, no pressure though. Hi, hun.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Look, he asked me to pull his plug from the respirator. Don't look at me like that.
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians.
Oh?
But let us conclude our present business.
He's speaking in actual English right now.
I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Did they replace him? It's Balthazar from Final Fantasy 12. 11, 12, okay. That sucks. They at least give Balthazar a different voice. Flight. Oh yeah. Fully did not romance him. Sad boy elf. Ishnai, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramun received your visit? Shockingly well. He was electrifying. He challenged you to a test of arms? Is it well then that you have some experience in such matters? People of both Gridania and Little Solus will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the Forest Champion of Peace. I'm betting the people outside of Little Solus aren't very happy, the selves. You performed a monumental duty this day, Ishnai. The elder seeds here must be informed of your deeds at once. I think I've gotten tired of you saying I've done something monumental because I keep on, you know, one-upping it. Oh yeah. Supposed to go. Did I forget to grab it again? Yes, fuck! Guess I'm teleporting back! God damn it. I swear, I've been awake for a few hours. Been awake since 4. Serpent Lieutenant wants to send you on your way. Elder Seats here will wish to hear your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania. I just did, but I'm not even gonna bother reading the rest of what you're gonna say. So mad at myself. Ah! Right here. Whee! So outside of this game, what is your favorite Final Fantasy? And why is it 9? Perhaps the Ida's appraisal of the situation held some merit after all. Mayhap I should not be so swift to discount her intuition. I fancy my presence was more help than a hindrance during our troubles with the Leviathan, but this time around, well, even I have my days off. Why were you here if the scholars said that you shouldn't be around these things? Because of your... used to be an Asian puppet. Woo! I mean, say it was the final one done by the group, the Final Fantasy group, before the main people who created the original Final Fantasies broke up. Went their separate ways. The hero of the hour. Let us not keep the Elder Seats here waiting. I'm having fun talking to y'all, though. You should have seen Maxo when we got back to Little Solus. Grateful, and it's an understatement. I thought he was going to shake Palomino's head off. Yeah, Palomino! He's a horse now! That smally lolly fell.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you.
Oh, I just got a heavier
Most
burden.
glad am I of this.
Like, the entire world more on my shoulders.
I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
We decided to have a battle of the wits, except the wits were my, I guess, magic.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without.
My fist made. I mean, technically it did not, because I was there healing.
It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all.
I mean, humanity kind of has a short-term memory. It's not as short as the internet's memory when things come round, but I mean...
Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off.
Remember, Eorzea is a continent, not an actual world to some degree.
On behalf of the people of Gridania, and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done.
What have they done? I mean...
Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause
They
henceforth.
died, yeah. No, they got tricked by sylphs, you know, in my appearance. Apparently.
Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
See, Y'shtola. It would be the... Okay, same thing as before, right? Okay. Okay, Palomino. Alright, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate Dire Taco Man, and I hope to see you again. And thank you for the follow. Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Ishnai? I mean, they are all daunting. I hope Lord Romo could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the in which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. And it seems that Ariange, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Ishnai? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder lessons of the day? Yes, ponder lessons. That involves thinking, right? Yep. Hi, I am back. People have moved around again. Children are quick to take the Eorzang way, but I cannot claim the same flexibility. Nim 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 nim. Duty calls? Well, no matter the task, I have faith that you'll see it through to the end. I mean, no choice. Take care. I hear about your adventures and I just returned. Oharu. Hey, Miss Ishnai, what's a Ramu? Is it cute and fluffy like a horse bird? I mean, his beard is fluffy. I wouldn't say the rest of him is cute. Unless you're into, like, old men. I tried substituting native ingredients several times, but the result was a pale imitation of an authentic Doman cuisine. Speaking with Master Colinet has opened my eyes to a great many things. I had no idea the world outside Doma was so strange and wonderful. Mayhap one day we shall accompany you in the field, but for now we must set a less glamorous duties. Worried about leaving us alone? Don't be. While the Archons are away, Hori Boulder will keep the little ones safe. I mean, I thought the other ones were gonna keep it safe, but I mean, they're all dead. Miss Ishnai, is it true that you go on adventuring again? I'm so jealous. Yeah, be jealous. Yes, be jealous. Be absolutely. I keep doing everybody else's fucking job. Hi, Midphilia. How are you? Welcome back, Ishnai. Words of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. Yes, because we have a shell link and we never seem to use it. I would fain share the news of mine own, but you're on. You know, I get his name like right once every blue moon. Irange. Take precedent. Upon witnessing your defeat of Lord Levin, our learned companion was struck by profound insight regarding the nature of Ascians and mortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. Will I have to speak it, or will you speak it?
If everyone is ready, let us begin.
I don't have to speak it! Over here drinking.
Urianger, the floor is yours.
For the desk.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus.
Okay.
Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
Whoa!
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
Murder, murder.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence.
Gain.
In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension.
I mean...
The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be
Y'shtola.
understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Oh god. Yes, let's go, children's show. A clue! A clue! Oh, we even have the...
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm.
Livestream.
In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
I mean, if we destroy the world, I mean,
'Tis as the heavens
plants
did
and all this
decree,
other.
the way of all mortal souls.
So basically, we're killing kobolds who might be human souls, or are they always just kobold souls?
Twixt this world and the next do the
Thanks.
ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals.
Or
Though
humans.
they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether-given shape.
It's the, you know, God Emperor from 40k lore, which I totally haven't been slowly getting bits and pieces of, where you have to sacrifice 1,000 people a day to survive.
Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
Where it's called back repeatedly,
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Thank you. I just realized you're looking straight into my soul right now. And where the fuck did you get this green screen?
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
Balls.
A
Or ball.
soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Or
Nay,
doesn't
it merely
this-
withdraweth a distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Or it might, but it was strong enough to be able to keep form, but that's just, I don't know if that's 100%.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them.
Neither the in nor the beginning. Fiddle knowing neither.
The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
The world that never was? You're never gonna get me to stop making Kingdom Hearts.
About that.
Why would we? Also, the way this totally is a green screen. Oh my fucking god.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagan ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan.
As an energy.
If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
And then break whatever's... Welcome to the interactive, learning process.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady.
I think we've kind of written it out in bold letters about this. It's not perception here.
Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
Even death may die.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
Bye, Iriange.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Oh, I got it right that time. Just realized.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
I was making a fucking joke about... Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lord of Levin is returned to the Aether, as was Leviathan before him. I was making jokes about the Organization 13, but don't make it so obvious! Ramon's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Here's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 on the other side. It is 13! Fucking hell! It reflects properly. Yes, she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are growing weak and wane. Even as it innovates, the Ador empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. Kingdom Hearts? That's the task which we've been, and that's the task we've been our every effort. Lolly bread! Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. I mean, not as badass as I've seen some Final Fantasy final bosses go. Celia would has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Okay. Never leaving. Never gonna get to the next expansion. Now for the matter of Ramu has for the present been put to rest. There is something I would like to show you, Ishnai. In a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. Don't make me go to a party. Don't make me go to a party. Don't make me go to a party. It means in particular the names of all the defeated primals. Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King, Mogul, Mog the Seventh, Leviathan, and now Roma. Needless to say, there's one among our number that... There's only one among our number to have faced them all. Please do not send me to a party! I do not do well at parties. And through these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole. I feel they are meant for you above all others. No. Don't give me attention. Please don't give me attention. Please don't give me attention. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you've done. And in the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You're a true hero, Ishnai. Stop. Please, stop. Just stop. Yours is much safer for your presence. I pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer. I know too... not safe. I know too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in the realm until such time they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would form strife on his own, or foment strife on his own. And that is nothing to say of the beast tribes. Unless we are to learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. Yet, despite all this, your deeds have served to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. And there is no greater gift than this. Or you can, the greatest gift of all is you not to say anything to me about this, and I'll go on my way because please, I don't need this compliments. Let me do what I need to do. Nothing more, nothing less. That we have the courage to strive for what might be otherwise seem impossible peace. We owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced in our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in doing so. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. If of the sylphs of Little Solace, who wish not of conflict. Of the Almegans and the Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there's Sid and his fellow Noah, racing to unlock the mysterious of ancient Alagaga and will spare the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions, please. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Except, you know, glory before the fall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Edison, given our embarrassing wealth of allies. I trust I will not inconvenience you duly if I absent myself for a time. Thank you for not listening in, boyo. Alphanod, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some ramblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is long dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. Do shell links only work when they're needed? Yeah, actually, yes. And that to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message from him. You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphanod, am I to understand you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left out... That's kind of... How often would you do that? Ishnai, you may have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest you put affairs of the realm to one side for a moment and take the opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? No, I'm good. Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wished to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? God damn it, I'm playing with kids. I mean, it's fine, but I mean... Main quest worthy? I don't know. Realize... you must be tired by your travels, but I would most appreciate if you could find the moment to speak to young Yozan. He has been through much in his own right, I'm sure. Thank you for not guilt-tripping me. After a party in Uda, I've played a visit to the refugees. Though a fundamental solution remains far off, I believe that at least should be no armed uprising in the near future. I'm given to understand that you solved the matter of Ramu. I would ask Philia for a full report when we next speak. You have done well, Ishnai. I mean, I can only do what I can do when I do it. When you let me do it. But I'm not currently being let to do anything except play with kids. Which, I mean, can be fun, don't get me wrong. I play with my nieces and nephews, but I mean... Tell all about our adventures in the Sylphlands, fake Thangred and all. You won't tell the real Thangred, will you? I won't, but I'm not saying Cadmilf over there won't. Despite all the hardships they have faced, the younglings pursue their training with great zeal. We older ones will do well to follow their example. Ah, Ishnai, care to watch the lessons before you journey on your way? I dare say your presence will go far to inspire the younglings. Yes, younglings that are taller than me. Repetition and routine begets skill. Skill begets confidence. I would do what I can see the Domas regain their strength of will. He doesn't seem to be able to fight at all. Never is a woman more lovely when she is hard at work, I say. Wild roses, strong and beautiful, blooming tall in the face of frozen winds. Are you flirting with me or with her? Not be flirting with her. I'm flirting with her. 137, 138, 130. Oh, hello there. I've been charged with keeping inventory. Milf Cat tells me it's vitally important. Oh dear, I seem to have lost count. I'm sorry! I didn't mean to! Many of my countrymen have found work as frontier hands, helping to transport supplies and continue the expansion of Revenant's Toll. I've been tasked with keeping the equipment here in good repair. It is not particularly glamorous work, but I will help in any way I can. Well, I mean, actually, I haven't seen her battle, like, physically battle in, anything. Even magic-wise. Like, I swear I haven't even seen a weapon in her hand. The storm has passed and a moment's quietude is ours. Tataru is using her newfound time to further her studies, and I would follow her example. If living in Eorzea has taught us anything, is that such stressful moments are fleeting. Dark clouds ever stir anew on the horizon. With the Doman younglings dashing about around hither and yonder, it's hardly a moment of peace to be had. That said, traveling with Ida, it's not as if I knew much peace to begin with. Okay. I do not know where we'd be without Higari. The girl works tireless for us every day since her arrival. Do you suppose all Doman women are so diligent? I mean, it comes down to bits and pieces, Shunin. Yuzan's always the strongest of us, but it's no match for Koharu when she's mad. Tell me about it. If I were as big as a mountain and as strong as a bear like Mr. Boulder is, maybe I'll be able to be fighting more. I mean, Y'shtola, I think, is very capable. But I mean, she doesn't have the echo, so fine. I think By process of elimination, since there's no one else on the list. Fine, me. Are you taking a rest too? Promise you'll play with us again soon? The game of hide and seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I've had in forever. Look, it's Miss Ishnai. She's back from her adventures. Not really. We heard you're all fighting primals, and they're some of the strongest enemies you've ever faced. I wish I could have seen you in battle. No, you wouldn't have. I just stood there and healed. Maybe threw rocks at things. Anyways, we all want to be heroes too, so we formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all of the Domans. Bonjour. Hi, Lone Wolf. Oh, you think you could train us today, Miss Ishnai? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. By throwing rocks at them and healing others. What is all this commotion then? Mr. Boulder, Mr. Continent, do you think that Miss Ishnai... Did you know that Miss Ishnai was back? Well, I went to talk to them before I came over here. It would seem. Welcome home, Ishnai. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet been made. I mean, I've been running around talking to you for the bit, so sure, why not? I am known as Hoary Border, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we've been taken upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. Yeah, best girl. Yeah, everybody bow before me. I'm joking. I know I say about stop the compliments kind of thing, but my character is main protagonist. You don't have to fawn over me. I will do what you need me to do. Yeah, I am the leader. Well, I mean, I shouldn't lead like that way in the sense of don't have me do all the secretary work. And politicking and diplomacy shit. Just point where I need to hit things and I'll go. Told you, Mr. Boulder. We are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we just asked Miss Ishnai if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? No, well, certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordonia are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. Yeah, go to Gridania or one of those places. I have a counter proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Ishnai? A demonstration of skills at arms, if you will. I mean, if you wanted to get beaten up that bad, I could go find a mistress for you. Sorry, if I didn't know... At least he's being called out by somebody else. Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd said you're merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the child stands to learn so much from the lesson? I will be just throwing rocks at you. Instant silence. Yeah. Oh, look, a birdie. Sorry, bad joke. Yeah, I know, right? What about... you, Ishnai? Would you consent to spar with me? Do you want rocks thrown at you? Yeah, absolutely, Taru. We're to have a tournament. Come, everyone, we must prepare gear for an outing. Is it a martial arts tournament? Why must I? Try not to disappoint them. Why must I be a soft-hearty with helping kids? I know it's about the questline thing, but... Hi, Super Earth Command, how are you? Have faith, Corsonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. I will literally holy you and then fucking throw rocks at you. And holy you as in blind the fuck out of you. Maybe even use wind and just slowly... Fields of the east of town prove suitable for a purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. And if it's not a closed instance, I'm also gonna have my Chocobo go after you. Why do I do this to myself? Gari's told me about a Doman tea with the most remarkable fragrance. Would I not give to taste it for myself? Speaking of, I haven't had tea in a while. So we turn So turn we to heroes of conscience unstained. May all stopped at naught till what's lost is regained. Oh, hello again. Femin is teaching me some of the Eorzean ballads. Though I hail from a faraway land, there's something about music that truly transcends borders. Nothing warms the inside quite like Hikari's tea. Truly, it's salve for the body and soul. Not making me want to go stop the stream. Well, I mean, pause the stream and go make some tea. I dare say they heard you talking a mile away. Idia and Thancred dashed out not moments ago. Won't they ever start acting their age? No. Just as some more children poise wisdom beyond their years, some adults are little more than children writ large. Remember this, and it should save you a measure of your frustration in dealing with those around you. I'm a bit of a tea snob. I mean, kinda. Maybe, sort of. Look, I get there's a special kind of tea that I used to be able to find in stores around here. Then I could only find it in the European store, or European import store, and then I stopped seeing it even there. So I literally have to go on Amazon and buy it from Sri Lanka to get, which is Ceylon tea with strawberry flavorings. But yes, I am a tea snob. I also have a bunch of other stuff that are teas. And I have a whole variety. In fact, when I used to still do throne stuff, which I got tired of having to, because apparently they don't, the companies that do the tea stuff, like, continuously have different rotations that they rotate out, and I don't want to waste time going through and repeatedly changing out my tea things because the other things are out of stock. So I just decided, you know what, fuck this, I'm not going to waste my time with it. I have better things to do, like not edit videos or thumbnails. Is sparring dangerous? I don't think I want to see anyone else being hurt. We had a master of lessons back in Doma. The way he taught us was very different from Master Boulder. I'm not sure which way is better, but I think I like them both. Since becoming a Scion, I've had much opportunity to hear news of your epic deeds. I must confess then that my excitement rivals that of children at the prospect of seeing you in action firsthand. I will be holding back, that's the problem though. Koharu, we left the Rising Stones, Mr. Thancred. As we left the Rising Stones, Mr. Thancred asked us where we were going. I told him we were off to watch you and Mr. Boulder fight, and he looked very surprised. I hope we haven't made him cross. I mean, he might be mad that I'm not beating him, because he does seem like a switch. This Ishnai is here. Let the battle begin. So it's good of you to agree to this, Ishnai. I trust you ready to begin. Yes, I am ready for violence. Very well, let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Ahem, Hori, are you sure you wish to fight her alone? That is Ishnai you're about to face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray, allow me to attempt the first round unaided. Sure. After all, 'twas this hero legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Ishnai to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the hero or warrior I am today. I'm a white mage. I don't know how I inspire a warrior. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest it will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. I mean, I bet I could beat you both, but I mean, kind of unfair. No, not really. You need about 6 or 7 of you with me. Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you? Oh god. Attention. Ida! What? Who are all these people? They want to watch your ass get beat. Ass get beat! When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, yes, there is still more to come. When I mentioned Ishnai's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. See what happens, Hori Boulder. You did this to yourself. Why, my own popularity seems like a sickly shade in comparison. You best claim victory, bringer of light. You're blurting your reputation. Well, our teacher won't easily be so easily. He's the master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. I have no guard. I have magic. Oh, the old-fashioned Final Fantasy music. Anyways, blind. Rocks. Any damage you do to me, I can heal. Such power, tails barely. Yeah, I know! Bitch, get up! You started this. You started this, bitch, get up! Seriously! The children have the right of it. This time I joined the fray. I mean, if you want the violence too. He literally collapses. Was a privilege and an honor, sir. Yes. Uh-huh. You good? You good? Oh, no, he looks hurt. Yeah! Get up! Get up! But disappoint the kids, would you? Ah, good boy. I did not. They're fine. They're fine. I can heal them with my Might Mage. You bested me. I healed. Gasp. That was incredible. She beat them both at the same time. I have faced off against Mort once. We knew you couldn't lose, Ishnai. No one can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea, for now. You know, let's say it's, you rise up far enough and then they have to bring us back down a few notches. I always see why they sent you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Once again, they're building us up only to take everything the fuck away from us. That's how the stories work. I've taken on more men than this. I've taken on more women than this. And princesses have always, as always, Ishnai, it is ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. Taken on both. Judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea? Yes, that is a most fitting title. Please, it is not. You recall when we first met? 'Twas the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. Actually, no, we met during, you were in the merchant thing that I was arriving in Gridania, but you don't remember that. At the time I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea, I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abound, yet the efforts I saw expended towards their solution were haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Thanks. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned this realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nation too self-involved and unstable. Yeah, I look at you with disappointment. 'Twas you that convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. Thanks, and no pressure. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its people, nor any single nation. Yeah, I know. Tell us how you really feel. It was the people, these wonderful, infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after blow only to drag themselves back on their feet to face another day. You know, I could have healed him as a white mage, but I mean, gotta learn his... Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. There's other regions of Eorzea, I mean not Eorzea, this world that also has those types of people. I mean, think of the Domans, for example. A wish that has now become my own. Nothing to regret on this coming up. I wish I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed is to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians. Is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. But who watches the Watchmen? If you aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue the discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Who watches the Watchmen? Because I won't be around forever. Unless my character is immortal. No. I keep being brought back from the dead even though I pass out during battles. Okay. Yes, I was lazy and literally teleported back there. So, what'd you think? Ardomian farming methods have been adopted here on the frontier. Too early to know if they'll provide effective. I wish Ida were not so eager to look to the future when we have so many problems here and now. Somebody has to. I can't wait for Alphon to start his new company. I love making new friends. Good for you. I fear boundless optimism is beginning to affect my better judgment, and your tenacity to triumph against the most terrible of foes is certainly not helping matters. I know! I have to bring, you know, the arrogance needs to be brought down. Your bout with hoary boulders was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. Maybe you should arrange a sparring match of my own. So, win. I rumor yours. Oh, this won't do it all. Then I have to. Oh, hello, Ishnai. If you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment. Sweetie! It's not enough that I'm here for my daughter. I must do what little I can to help you all succeed in your monumental tasks. The place has become a hive. Its bees flit in a constant motion. Perhaps the soothing pot of tea will coax one or two to alight and take a moment's rest. Me? Moment's rest? What the fuck is that? My people's spirits were thoroughly crushed by the loss of our homeland, but thanks to your courage and generosity, I see their inner flames once more flicker back to life. I too have felt my strength of will make a gradual return. I thought the idea foolish at first, but it seems that sparring match well served its purpose. Well, I can hardly wait to return to my studies and seek improvement upon my technique. Percussive force works! Or is that what you're saying? Violence works? Ishnai, I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. I must thank the gods 'twas not a duel to the death. I will, however, cherish the lesson of each scrape and bruise I was worked to better my swordplay. Master Boulder fought well, but he was no match for you, Miss Ishnai. Just you wait. One day I'll be good enough to knock you from the top of your high mountain. I'm quite sure the story will do that before you do. We need to decide who in our adventurers guild will do what. I'm fairly sure Yozan will want to be a sword fighter. He always has to be in the thick of the action. Well, I mean, play to your strengths. Don't, you know, pigeonhole yourself. Like, I have all the classes unlocked. Mr. Boulder is sore and beaten, but he says he returned straight to his training. I don't think he likes to lose. I mean, most people don't. I like the way that Master Conet fought. No swords or fists. I wonder if I could study hard, I'll be able to cast spells like that. I mean, from what his spells he was casting, he's a conjurer because he was healing. So I mean, you'd go to Gridania for that because you have to, you know, commune with the spirits, yo. Well, elements. The primal threat has persistently subdued. Now the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphanon is laying the groundwork for this organization of his, and he looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray, lend him what aid you can. I am not I can barely keep myself organized. Do you think I could run an organization? Both in real life and this game. Thank you for coming, Ishnai. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. I propose the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave a way for a truly united Eorzea. United Nations? Am I joking? No. Is it a bad joke? Yes! Okay, nothing new. Okay, so what madness are you gonna pull me into? Pray forgive me if I tread over old grounds, but I wish to first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring this spirit forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would draw from every corner of the land and direct against threats that no single nation could ever hope to overcome. Yes, but it wouldn't include Ishgard currently, so it wouldn't be all of Eorzea. While the purpose of this hypothetical organization is disputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. Good, do not put me in there. I'm not very good with, you know, being charismatic. I just nod and people agree with me. Or I nod, my character moves her lips, and then they're like, oh, that was the most inspiring thing that ever existed. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards the unification draining away. Thus, I've been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. Yeah, no. I'm literally the adult from Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. It'll be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to actually achieve, but capable of the same matter of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. Then why don't we continue with the Scions? It says, my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lead to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. That, on the other hand, I know I said why not make it part of the Dawn, but it feels very bad. Like, you're combining two different ideas and trying to make them work together. Because we're here to protect Eorzea from the primals, while this is trying to protect Eorzea from itself and outside forces that aren't primals. But as you yourself has witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what we can achieve. Yes. What's the term? Oh, if a hunter goes after two rabbits, he won't get either. With the new company under the Scion's command, however, we're capable of responding to a wide range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goal of my proposed organizations and those of the Scions are ultimately identical. A point conceded by all concerned. No, it is not! You'll be mired into bureaucracy and stuff. But before I can move forward to establishing this precursor of the true border-spanning Grand Company, it is yet necessary I visit the 3 leaders to gain their official approval. I fucking have to go with you, don't I? I have to smile, look good, and not say anything because I suck at talking. The autistic person. Don't make me do this. Diplomacy is not my strong suit. A tiresome, a time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey. No! On the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I'm otherwise engaged with bureaucratic. I mean, it's bureaucratic formalities, but I mean, I trust people too easily. I have, say, especially in this game. This assurance, indeed, that the bringer of light and her discerning eye will select her. I am far easily, like, I'm literally a doormat in this game. You need help, I help. I don't question past that. So I don't have a discerning eye. Our first destination will be RPG sex capital of Final Fantasy XIV. Let us reconvene there at Bulwark Hall. I hate. Well, it's where basically new accounts, from what I understand, new accounts are formed just to sex roleplay there. So if somebody gets banned, they go back through and create a new account. And it goes from there. With the primal threat presently subsided, now's the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphanod has been lying low in the groundwork for this organization of his. He looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray lend him what aid you can. What if I don't want to? What if I don't believe in that? What if I think that it's a very, very smart idea? So, sex roleplay tends to be done in corners. In places people don't, you know. They tend to not happen out in the open because it seems it's very bannable to some degree. So, and Limsa has enough nooks and crannies to do it. I'm quite sure people go all the way. It was bad enough, if I'm gonna put it this way, that gaming sites had articles about it. I read it on a few gaming articles that were like talking about one of the articles was about sex in games in some degree and how people role play it and how more and more it's becoming known and accepted. That it went all the way back to, say, Guild Wars, where one of the people in the document was talking about how you would know if two people were, like, literally their characters were just wearing their unders and laying next to each other in the, like, on a field or something, that you knew what they were doing in private chats between each other. But it's something that is quite common. Alright, we're going to the Bulwark. I forgot where we were going. It was back when I was trying... my minor was game design when I was in college. And one of the things that I remember going through was a lot of the social side of gaming, because there's different avenues within gaming. Like the achiever, the socializer, the explorer. I don't remember the rest. It's been a while. And the socializing aspect is what interested me the most on what people would socialize to do. And that's probably the reason why I remember it the most with my brain injury. And even after college, I sometimes would look into that kind of stuff off and on. And one of the articles, gaming articles, was talking about how Limsa was the main place for it. You said speak with the Admiral. While the Admiral and I are finalizing permissionary boundaries and signing parchment, I would have you begin recruiting process in earnest. I, of course, have endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who otherwise would remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis no matter they should already be pledged to another institution, only that they're willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range to the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. No! Once you're satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket and we might prepare for our journey. Well, one of the other things, it's, the argument that was put forth, especially at the time, was games weren't social, thought to be a social thing to some degree at the time. It wasn't perceived to be that people were just in their rooms playing but not really socializing, and that kind of wasn't an accepted belief. And it's kind of interesting to see how it's slowly... See, there's already... I'm not gonna call out the things on the... And it also really at the time wasn't a big... At least when I was... It was my minor. It really wasn't a big thing that people looked into. They were into, like, achievers, the exploration, all this stuff, but nobody was particularly, at least in my group, that I was in, was interested in the socialization aspect of it. And how I basically, for the most part, got friends in college was I was playing World of Warcraft. Made some interesting friends, to say the least. Hoping to join our crew, you'll have to wait back the line, turn to the others, perhaps a captain like Gearface who helps you pitch the wall. There are many more willing to risk his life for the fickle favorite a chance to serve the hey, Ishnai, I not forget an adventurer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut to Titan's bedchamber. I didn't fuck Titan. You remember O'Reilly, do you? Formerly of the old Captain of Heroes, 3 Whistles at Bronze Lake? Aye. It ain't often I drag my ass out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm glad right I did. How fare ye these days? Huh? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Ha! Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alright, lass, count me in. Heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb to my grave just yet. apparently, and this there was an article that's actually brought my memory back on this. Apparently, I don't remember Goldshire, you know the place that the Headless Horseman goes? At least in the Alliance side. Every year, and ruins like every 30 minutes goes through, and you're supposed to keep the flames down. Yeah. Well, apparently that inn is one of the sites for RPG. I'm like sitting here going the RPG sex stuff. And I'm like sitting here going, that is well, at least it's not done there, but it's how they like find each other to do it. It's not at Halloween, but I mean Goldshire, that location at the inn there. A precursor to a united Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naqui and Vimirs keeps me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yonder across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I'm willing to accept some special commissions. Of course, it's kind of telling me my age when I say that during the time that I was at least doing that stuff, that not a lot of people talked about really the social aspect of it. Though the main social aspect they were talking about mostly was like Call of Duty or like PvP stuff, Call of Duty, Halo, all this other stuff. Apparently, I wasn't a thing, but apparently it's nothing compared to the Barons on the Horde side. Top food chain Limsa, you want to join the Mies? Who in the bloody hells think you're talking about, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodding knight in Poseidon plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous flop, just try knocking on the door of the Dandy Cavien's door. No, even on the Alliance side, I heard of the horrors that was the Baron's chat. Because apparently there's a lot of quests in that location that are boring as fuck, and people basically got their entertainment out of the chat in that sense. In so many crazy different ways. That it just became this notorious thing. Absolutely notorious. Yeah. There was even a whole rip for the... Yeah. Mine is too, to some degree. I did not do Call of Duty. And I've never seen any of the, Baron's chat, but it's just, it was notorious enough that I knew about it. And where there was a running joke that the time to see how long you won't see sexist or racist slurs appear somewhere in there. Organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity? I must say your proposal intrigues me, but the Cray kids know that there is a time to act and a time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. At least the people, I mean, I don't recognize the last two, but I think they have something to do with some of the skill quests, professions. I'm not sure though. Maybe even some of the other class things. About asking them to join, but at least one of the persons I know is not bad. Rainier. Master Alphonse, new organization? Yes, I've heard that. the formation of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa, RPG sex capital of Final Fantasy XIV must needs receive my full attention. Airship landing. Hi, poor naive summer child, and believing this company will work. Ishnai, your recruiting went well, I trust. I'm curious to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folks of Limsa. I mean, RPG capital of Final Fantasy XIV. As a member of the legendary company of heroes, indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seed Seer proves just as smoothly. Pray continue the Gridania on your own pace, and I shall wait your arrival at Fika's altar. They're doing the fight. Very good, very good. What? Oh. Oh. Another PvP thing. I just collected this by accident once. And I am being taken somewhere I didn't want to be taken. What the fuck is the outfits? Like, one of them looks like one of the outfits that, like, that the one in the bag looks like something that Onion Knights or whatever that, not Onion Knight, from Dark Souls. Now before some jaunt in the wolf's den. I don't care. I don't PvP. I don't PvP until I'm forced to. And I'm currently not being forced to, therefore I'm not PvPing. Let's say I know that there's a lot of glams that would be nice, but currently I have not looked at them. Therefore, I will not put up with PvP. If I look at them and see something I like, which probably will happen when I'm trying to level up a different character, maybe, I don't know. Let's go back here. It's not like we haven't been here enough just in this stream alone. Hi, naive summer child. Plans with this Elder Seed Seer is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you once again more seek the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem a well of potential candidates have run dry, let us reconvene at the airship ticket counters before. I hate you. I say that in the most respectful way. Hi Rose, how are you? Hi, down on your luck, youth. I don't know who the fuck you are. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Who are you? Could it be you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentis, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and on a regular patron. Yes, that scream is actually mine. I'm gonna lie and say, yes, now I remember. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if the Gaul had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The Fussy Fox scream was not mine. The Ishnai scream is mine. It was back when I was actually afraid of... I haven't played Phasmophobia recently enough to know if I've gotten scared of it again. Less than said of my past the better, I suppose. And what are your adventure? What brings you this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As the matter stands, the Wood Whalers will have not more to do with me. This may be a second chance I was looking for. Revenant soul, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I am a changed man. I make no promises you'll survive any longer than the other people who were once, you know, part of the Scions. And similarly murdered. I haven't played it since they did the whole upgrade system or whatever, I don't think. Might have played it once, but not since. Yeah, it's been a while since I played a horror game, now that I think about it. There's a puzzle horror game that I've been thinking about, kind of already have installed on my computer about doing. It's a point and click horror game. Puzzle horror game. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild rest ere your tormented back give you up on you for good. Terribly sorry, we were just... Oh, Ishnai, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside the Copper Bell mines. Oh, good that you tell me, give explanation of who you are. Why, you're barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've come. Mother Mion tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf, among other things. And now you seek stout-hearted hero souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just. My old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. It's the very thing I spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company as soon as I've seen to they're safely home. My back is perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me to my bed if you think that'll prevent me from... Ow. Well, mayhaps I should rest for a short while. You might have to find a nurse for him. Alphanon is currently now going to be called Sweet Summer Child. Why am I torturing the butler? I would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray, forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain of me, and bear responsibility for the evil my ladies have brought upon this land. I mean, you'd be helping! Rather than sitting there and doing nothing, you said you were gonna help deal with the scars that your lady caused. Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours sounds to have some promise, but its duties appears less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. I know. Anyways. Hi, Rose! What's up? Happy? So today was a good day? How's your Japanese lessons going? What news, Ishnai? For my part, the Elder Seed Seers was amendable to our requirements. Failing miserably. I mean, you're still doing better than I can. I can barely do English. And it is my first language. A former wood whaler, a seasoned adventurer, our company will not lack variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike to Uda, where the iron is hot? Let us meet with the Royal Promenade and endeavor to include our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Like I said, there's a reason why I can only have English as my first language and only know like words, but not structured sentences or anything in any other language. Because my mind just doesn't work like that at all. It just doesn't. And when I try really hard, it just doesn't stick. I mean, this was even before the brain injury. I even tried Duolingo or whatever that was to learn Gaelic, which a lot of my stuff is. Like, Kier is Gaelic. The name of my servant in this is Good Servant. But excuse me. Buddha, the gilded city where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves us as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest discerning to the lower floor level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Satana will take kindly to us poaching from our personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Ishnai. Well, reviewing. 25 words. Would using it in sentences or something along those lines, or like help, like watching anime that might have it in there so that you're picking up it in a dual sense? No, I mean, like, not using it in a sentence, like, finding, like, works or whatever that would have a certain amount of those words in it. Like anime or something, so you can hear the word aloud. Also, I never really... Okay. What program are you using for it? I have no clue what that is. It's a flashcard app. Okay. Based representation. Because it might be how you learn might be a bit different in associating words. And am I going to a merchant to ask them about this question? Company that looks to cure the ills of the entire realm. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone conundrums of an entire neighboring nation. Mood. Understandable. Ah, you surprised what rumors drifted down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers say on this organization is funded by corrupt Corrin, but syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Look, I'm doing this because the game wants me to. I don't believe the organization is squeaky clean. Nor do I believe that it's gonna go anywhere. It's literally a sweet summer child idea. It's a naive childish idea. Absolutely. Sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this new fashion manner of propositioning a lady? I mean, if you want to, in both sense, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken to. Good day to you, miss. Damn. But look, I am short enough where most of the ladies in here are going to be taller than me if they aren't Lalafell ladies. I don't know. There might be shorter dragons, but not by much. Oh, what happy coincidence! Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson of the Church of the Saint Anima Lama. Thank you again for timely rescue. I must also thank you for preventing the fraudulent priest from preying upon dry bones less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your company, Thancred? Was it? A companion? Are you wanting to flirt with my man? I mean, I'm willing to let... if he wants, but I mean... Ah, 'tis new companions to seek then. Your proposed organization sounds like a powerful force for good. But my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. I want to be stepped on. Also, I want to be, you know, held and, you know, rocked and stuff after I've been stepped on. Come on. Abuse but cuddle. Yeah, a soft dom. Hello? The soft dom. Wait, you're the lady who came up to Little Alamigo looking for a masked devil. Who knows what might happen if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot of my friends besides. We were such fools. Eddie Rhodes, that disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easy I'd been manipulated, and vowed to make myself a more worldly man, so here I am. A new company of champions, and you say it will take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil that I now know is out there. I want my soft dom. Be it man or woman. If we're talking about trans, I've never gotten a crush on a trans person before, but I don't rule it out. That's the thing. I'm more demisexual when it comes to it, because how I crush on somebody usually ends up there's a certain level of trust that has to be there. That's how my crushing works. Have fared the Ishnai? What hidden gems did the streets of Uda offer up to your unrelenting gaze? Oh, definitely. A single out vegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubling years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. Well, it is, oh sweet summer child. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born of no small part from the victories you yourself have won. I am a healer. I have literally stood in the back and thrown rocks at things. But okay. Well, I mean, David versus Goliath, I mean, that kind of works to some degree. I kept the people who do the stabby alive. Thank you, Ishnai. I will not squander this precious gift you have placed in my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning, and none of them will die. Again, I have no clue. I don't remember. Ah, yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the document signed, and the finance is secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus, the origin of every coin of their contribution is carefully scrutinized and record. This organization will not be built on corruption, except when it is. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. Then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding the enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has taken a chance to prove itself. No, the way things work is there'll always be rumors and doubt. Always. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone of an United Eorzea. Cheesy. Cutscene? Cutscene? Is it talkie? So I don't have to talkie? On a side note, probably gonna be a good girl and actually have Stardew Valley Saturdays so I can rest a bit in this game and just do leveling on a side note. And as I'm hoping to get to the expansion, at least unlock a few.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
Summer child, sweet summer child.
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea.
Kinda.
Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity.
99.9% of countries are like this.
I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve.
It'll crash and burn, most likely. I really don't remember the story.
The finest soldiers of the three grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong.
Yeah! Who watches the Watchmen?
Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I know, right?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them.
You want to know an interesting fact for people who don't know this? I used to run a guild in WoW. I used to run raids. Weekly, 2 times a week raids into, it was Wrath of the Lich King. Even I know that this is a stupid idea.
As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't mean that people won't trick my character to do anything. I am absolutely the essence of...
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime.
Good that we're saying this aloud in the open.
Spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
Where nobody else could be listening at all. Angry Lalafell.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
I hate to say this, but... it's lost for everybody, not just for one. You can change the laws itself, but
Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery
Dorito.
of justice!
See, the difference between Lolorito and the other guy is I respect Lolorito for the fact that he tells us what he doesn't try and be duplicitous. He doesn't smile and say nice things and then stab you in the back when you're not looking. He's upfront with what he is. I hate it, but there's a certain amount of respect to that. Oh, sweetie needs a hug. Aww. Aww. I ship it. No, I don't know.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
I am quite sure too. I joke about it, but well, I shouldn't say much because I've seen enough slashes about different characters that I absolutely would love to see together that aren't. No, I'm still gonna do it. You know, fuck it. I am of the internet. But to me, they feel more like really good friends in the sense of she did him a kindness, but she's still with whatever she did with him, but she thinks of him as an equal while he doesn't believe himself an equal to her in that sense. No. No. Yeah. Primordial threat presides or brother. Uncle or brother. It's a perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our efforts is at hand. I must see the preparations of an inaugural ceremony. And thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Ishnai. I'm certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you are free from other duties because... Time? What's that? My grandfather formed the Circle of Knowing in the hopes that through the culmination of knowledge, Eorzea may be saved from disaster foretold. A band of champions brought together by a common goal to lead our realm to a better tomorrow. Though our means may differ, I would like to believe to do him proud undertaking this new endeavor. Yeah. Greetings, Ishnai. Alphanald. I exist in always a circle of unknowing, of not knowing. It seems to be my life's work. Might even be a square of not knowing. Greetings, or a cube. Greetings, Ishnai. Alphanaut tells me that all is in place for the beginning of his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful for having the support of such an organization. Or Oval! Inaugural ceremony is set to place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphanod to see all the readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. You're telling me to go talk with the recruits. Quite a number of new faces arrived in Revenant's Toll of late. I wonder if Staffborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught that he requires? Ah! The offer to ease his burden, the town which already burst adventure these like. I fear of additional add to the chaos. Yeah, Alphanod, did you think about that? Heretical harassment. That's an interesting name of a quest. Name statements. Tataru. She's ending up having so much to do. Born. What can I do for you, Ishnai? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with the new arm of the Scions. Please save me. Please save me from this. Please save me from this. Please save me. Like, please save me from this summer child's naivete. I barely noticed your recruits arrive. It was a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we pass through the city here each day. While I appreciate your offer of aid, tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Sorry. Staff ordered this shipment. We couldn't. Oh look, more work for me. God's woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But as soon as we crossed over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may be heretics. There were too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the surprise. Please forgive us. There's not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. I can. I'm a white mage. What to do? Hi! Hi, Staffhorn! Hi! Hi! Look around. Turn your head. Turn ahead. Heretics are involved. That is likely to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard needs to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House Fortips. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. I understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Ooh! Ooh! I can do it! Were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortips? Oh, yes! Go see Hallerfund! I don't know if I'm saying it right. I will be sending a missive immediately, of course, but I'll also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. I know, right? Except I am short, so it might be... Reforce measures? Thank you for understanding. I am certain Lord Hashafant will be glad for your assistance. Actually, I will be right back. I will be right back. I'm gonna get another drink.